Good morning, boys and girls. As you can see, our objective for today's math lesson is that we are going to learn to multiply by one and multi-digit numbers. So this lesson is going to be broken up into two videos. The first video, I'm going to show you the standard algorithm or the normal way that we have learned to multiply. And then the second video, I'm going to show you two different ways to multiply, and you're just going to pick whichever way is easiest for you. Okay? So let's look at our first problem. We have 457 times 9. Before we multiply, we're going to make an estimate of what our answer is going to be. And so we're going to keep our 9 as it is, but we're going to round our 457 either up to 500 or down to 400 to get our estimate. So we're going to look at the tens place, and we see that that number is a 5. 5 tells us that we're going to need to round up. So our 4 is going to become a 5, and we're going to put zeros where our 5 and 7 were. So we're rounding up to 500 because 457 is closer to 500 than it is to 400. So in order to get an estimate, we're going to do 500 times 9. Well, we just learned in our last video how to use our basic facts to figure this out pretty easily, right? So 9 times 5 is 45, and how many zeros do we need to add? 2. So our estimate is 4,500. Let's work this out and see just how close our estimate was. So our first step is we're going to start with our 9. We have 9 ones, and we're going to multiply that by our 7, which is also in the ones place. So we're going to multiply 9 times 7, and we're going to get 63. So we will drop our 3 into the ones place, but we have to bring that 6 right up here. So next, we're going to take our 9 ones and multiply that by 5 tens, because our 5 is in the tens place. So what is 9 times 5? 45. But we can't forget about that 6 that we brought over. So we have 45, but we have to add 6. And what are we going to get? That's right. So we'll drop our 1, and we'll carry that 5 from our answer of 51. I'm going to change colors one more time for us so that you can kind of see which steps we're taking. Our third step is we're going to take that 9, or our 9 ones, and multiply it by what, guys? Our 400s. So 9 times 4 is 36, plus that 5 that we had to bring over, 41. So our answer is 4,113, which is pretty close to our estimate, right? Awesome job. If you ever want to check your work, you can divide your answer by one of the numbers you multiplied by, and your answer should give you the other number in the multiplication problem. We're going to move on to multiplying by 2-digit numbers. We're going to estimate, and then we're going to multiply, just like we did with the 1-digit number. So, in order to get our estimate, I'm going to have 17. We're going to round the 719 either down to 700 or up to 800. Which one would you round it to? Me too, 700, right? Because if you look in our tens place, that's a 1. 1 tells us that we need to round this down to 700 rather than up to 800. So we have 17 times 700 to get our estimate. 17 times 7, if you don't know it, we'll work it out really quick. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. So 119 is our basic fact. And how many zeros do we need to add? 2. So 11,900 is our estimate, right? Now let's see how close we actually were. We're going to start off with the same steps we used for 1-digit multiplication, and then we'll move to our second digit. So let's start by multiplying 7 by 9. What are you gonna get? Just like in our other problem, 63. Bring down our 3. We're gonna carry our 6. We're gonna move to our tens place in our top number. So we have 7 ones times our 110, which is 7, but don't forget, we have to add that 6. So 7 plus 6 is 13. Have our 3, carry that 1. Now we have 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49, plus our 1 gives us 50. Now, we are going to move to our next digit, but first, we have to drop a 0 under the ones place as a holder because we are multiplying 110 by our top digit numbers. So we are no longer multiplying in the ones place. We're moving to our 1, which is in the tens place. So we have to drop that 0 as a placeholder. So we have 1 times 9 gives us 9. 1 times 1 and 1 times 7. Now we have to add our two numbers together. 3 plus 0, 9 plus 3. We drop our 2 and still carry that 1. 1 plus 0 plus 1. And lastly, what is 7 plus 5? 12. So our answer is 12,223, which is pretty close to our estimate, right? That's right. Awesome job, guys. We're going to move on to the second video below, and we're going to show 2 different ways to multiply.